Been getting more followers lately, so I guess finally gonna do the adult thing and make some kind of video introducing myself. Haven't thrown in a while. I'm still post surgery on my shoulder, so I don't know how that's gonna go either. Yeah. So don't know what I'm making. We're just gonna play with the clay and talk. So my name is Josh. I am a West Virginia based artist. I grew up in rural West Virginia on a tobacco farm. Not generally a great childhood. A very abusive father, poor, blah, blah, blah. All that, right? All the things that make us good artists. When I was 17, dropped out and I enlisted in the Army. My grandpa had been an Marine combat engineer, so I became an Army combat engineer. When I left the service, I had several service-connected disabilities, and I didn't get any kind of proper treatment when I came out. Eventually, this led to self-medicating with heroin, methamphetamines. I wasn't going to VA, getting any kind of help, any groups, anything. So I very quickly fell down that path of addiction. Eventually, I would move to Colorado, and my addiction would end up with 4 felony convictions, and I would be sentenced to 3 years in Colorado Department of Corrections. When I left prison 5 years ago, I knew I wanted to do better. I wanted to get help. I wanted to go to the VA finally, so I did. I started using my educational benefits, started seeing doctors, and I started studying for my BFA in ceramics and graphic design at Marshall University. I've since graduated from there. I've recently been accepted to Lesley University to study for my MFA in ceramics and sculpture. I don't post a lot of throwing anymore because one of my injuries is I have a really bad shoulder and arm, so sometimes I can throw, sometimes I can't. But art has meant so much to not only keep me out of prison, but to teaching me empathy. If anything radicalized me, it was art and changed the way I thought about things. So now I very luckily get to make art full time. I try to do a lot of work with recovery groups and veterans groups and help people that are like me. And the work I sell, there's a lot of 3D printed work. A lot of my designs on my pottery relate to Norse paganism and Viking history, things of that nature. I really enjoy that imagery. And then my installation work, my exhibition pieces are generally very politically driven. Currently, I have a set of combat helmets on display that are arranged as a trans flag in support of the troops who are being separated from the service for I don't know why. They've been in there for 10, 12 plus years, and they have done everything that was asked of them, and now they're getting kicked out. So yeah, if you want to see my installation work, it's almost always politically driven, whereas my pottery is much more subtle and takes on just personal issues, religion, and things like that. My research is about expanding access within ceramics to include disabled artists. So I do a lot of 3D printing, laser carving, and other things in an effort to expand who can be part of ceramics. One of my favorite things about ceramics is the fact that it's forever, right? These objects that we make, once they're fired, they're vitreous and they'll withstand erosion and water. They'll stand the test of time like no other medium will. I mean, the oldest pottery we have is 20,000 years old, and we can still study the things they were keeping in that pottery and how they fired it. So when we make something, we're making an artifact for the future. And I feel so lucky that not only has my path of recovery and life taking me down this road, but I get to help others do the same. And I'm so lucky to have a voice like this. And I just think that everyone deserves to have a voice of that caliber. If you want to say something, you should be able to say it so loudly that all of time will hear it. I guess we're making a ball. So that's the gist of me.